What's up, guys? It is Monday, August 21st. It's 1:36 p.m. and this is a crypto market update. I'm finally back from Florida, so now I'm fresh on the computer and I'm ready to dive right into it. So right now, there's a lot of things going on. And this week is such a critical week for crypto, and we're going to get into that in this video. So on the right side of the screen, I have Discord up. On the left side, I have TradingView. When I got back yesterday, I had shared a lot of charts that I wanted to run through, and then we can go on the live charts and see what's kind of panning out right now. I know the BRICS conference is happening right now, I believe. If we look that up, BRICS conference. Yes, so this is happening right now as we speak. I think the first day was today, and then it goes into tomorrow. So let's just see that to make sure that's the case. So August 22nd to August 24th, since it's on the other side of the world, it is, I believe, August 22nd over there, or at least close to it. So this week is the BRICS week, that's for sure. So we're going to see a lot of volatility, and this week is just such a critical week for the charts, technical analysis as well too, but it's lining up with events that are happening in the world. And usually that's what will happen. Let's go to the Discord and run through a couple things. So let me pull this over. And first off, XLM, right? So we're going to go into XLM, but basically XLM had a nice recovery. It didn't even experience that sell-off. It did pull down a little bit today, but we had that long-term trend line resistance that we're running into. And then we had an upward sloping support trend line. And then we have our horizontal support as well too. And we're going to see where this is now today, because this was like a day or two ago. But very, very critical, because if XLM can break through that trend line, we could shoot up real quick, but one level at a time. So we're going to go to the dollar, because everything presides on the dollar and the bond yields. So the dollar's at a critical level, and we need to break below this trend line that it's been riding up on. And that's ever since what? Ever since July 13th, ever since Victory Day. We've formed this trend line support that we've been just bouncing off of. And there's been times where we look like we're going to break below and then it immediately shoots up. Looks like we're going to break below, immediately shoots up. And it just did it earlier today. Looked like it was going to break below and immediately shoots up. But we're teetering on the edge right now. And I'll show you that when we dive into the live chart. But very critical that we break this trend line support, ascending trend line support, and we get rejected by this 786 here, because that's exactly where we're at. And if you look at the live chart, the 786 is at 103.588, and we're at 103.3 right now. And we tried once, twice, three times to break above it. We couldn't. And just like the past times, like July 6th, June 30th, and then we broke down below it here in June. So very, very critical resistance that we want to stay below. We don't want to break above that. And my opinion is we're not going to break above it, but that's my opinion, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But I'll get into that as we go out through this video. H-bar with a huge recovery from the dip, the crash last Friday, has pulled down a little bit today, but we'll get into H-bar. We're going to get into XRP2 because it has a massive long entry signal from the new 7G multi-time frame Stargate signal bot, which flashed the day of the crash. As you can see here, long exit, long entry, long exit, long entry, long exit, long entry, totally nailing the swings at XRP for the past year now. And theoretically, 1 trade, 2 trade, 3 trade, 4 trade, 5 trade, 6 trades in the past year, and you would have crushed the whole swing of the top to the bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. And that compounding effect is immense. So do less and make more. And that's what this new indicator strategy and bot is going to do for us here at Stargate. So then we have Bitcoin. So it held the weekly 200 moving average, and that's around like 25,800. When I posted this, Bitcoin was at 26,172, and right now it is at 26,050. So that's the key level for Bitcoin, 26K. We got to remain above, and we'll get into that in a sec. But also we have, see the yellow dot here? That yellow dot, that means fear. Just like that yellow dot back here in November 2022, we had that yellow dot, and that was after the crash of FTX, and that marked the bottom. So that is another good sign that we have a lot of fear. And as the double check, yeah, there is fear in the market. And then it's a critical week because if Bitcoin doesn't have a hard bounce this week, then we could potentially see the blue cross above the pink on the weekly chart, which means bear market structure. So if I go to the weekly chart for Bitcoin here on the left side, you can see now that we have that candle closed, because when I posted that, the candle wasn't closed, you can see that we're at a level that if we don't bounce hard this week, this pink's going to come down, the blue's going to come up. And that would mean we're heading into bear market structure. I still believe we're in a bull market, but we would go into a deeper downtrend bearish structure, but that would be in the medium term. In the bigger picture, we're in a bull market. Yeah, because like back here, we saw the pink cross above the blue, and that's when we got out of this bear market, this downtrend like that. We saw the pink cross above the blue, we got out of this downtrend, we popped up. So we do not want to see that blue cross above the pink, because we could come down to levels that, we were back over here. But it's kind of a way of what you think about it. Do you want another chance to buy down here? I'm sure a lot of people would say yes, right? So it could be good for some, bad for some, but it's just based on your perspective and perception of crashes are good. When prices go up, you start to get a little more cautious. That's how you want to think about it. When price goes down, that's good. We can get it for cheaper. And we ultimately know where we're at in the cycle and the value of these coins that we're buying. But another thing is that the Bitcoin hash ribbons buy signal is still intact. So we had the buy signal from the hash ribbons on the weekly chart before the crash. We had the buy signal back here in January 2023. That's when we popped up. And I did a video on all the past times that hash ribbons that flash a buy signal, and it's massive. You can't kind of shrug it off. It's pretty accurate. And it doesn't mean, we immediately shoot up. This was like an anomaly where we immediately shot up. Usually we work ourselves out. It takes like a couple weeks, maybe a month, until we see the effects of the hash ribbon buy signal. And we have volatility now back in the market. So now we could swing back up just as fast as we came down. For months, we were just going sideways, basically. We finally had volatility come down into the downside, but that doesn't mean we can't shoot back up as fast as we came down, just like back here. Shot down, came right back up. So these are the things that we have to watch. And this week is such a critical week because we would need to see that happen this week. And then the total crypto market cap, the 1-day chart at the 786 Fib. And let me actually just open this up right here. Because on the 1-day chart, you see the 2 vertical green prepare to buy soon signals. If you look to the past, this was in June when we had that scary dip, and then we had the buy now and we bounced. This was the banking crisis, that scary moment, and then we had the buy now, we bounced. Then this was back here after the FTX crash. We had the prepare to buy soon, we had the buy now, we worked ourselves out, and then we bounced. So the total crypto market cap 1-day chart has been hitting it to the T with the Stargate signals, even the sell, the buy, the sell, the buy. Right now, if you look at the Fib forecaster, we're at the 786 holding as support. So when you see us come down to the 786 with prepare to buy soons, and then once that vertical blue buy now confirmation comes in, to me that would spell that the downtrend is over, the crash is over, and we can start to ignite a new rally back into the crypto market. So that's the total crypto market cap. And then Bitcoin dominance officially broke below the 12-hour 200 EMA or 200 moving average and has red and orange flashing out of the super guppy, which is pretty huge. What we need to see is we need to see us stay below the 200 moving average. And I had marked some key levels, 50% flat, key resistance levels, and 49.5% flat. We do not want to reclaim these levels if we want to see alts bounce hard. And right now, if we look at it, we are at 49.16. So we didn't come up to those levels of 49.5. We did have a pop up today, but if we can roll back over and continue this downtrend for the Bitcoin dominance, that would be huge. And if we do pop up to 49.5, that's probably the first level I want to see us get rejected. If we do pop up all the way to 50, that would be where I'd see us get rejected. If we look at BNB, so we can't forget about the BNB big short, because if there's more blood in the streets, I expect it to be a negative event pertaining to Binance and BNB, because the chart is screaming something ugly at the moment. And it doesn't mean that can't change. But right now, if we were to gear up on a short, this is where my sole focus would be at because of how far it could fall. And the 3-week chart does not look good. You have that momentum curled over. We're below the 0 line. And the 1-month chart looks even worse as we're about to cross below the 0 line. Does not look good for Binance coin. And I think we're even seeing lower prices today for it. We're at 209.5. When I posted this, we were at, I think it was around 218. So if I'm gonna look for a short, it would be on Binance Coin because we are very, very close to breaking this support around 190, 200 flat. And there's a huge fall down. It could come down to 40 bucks. And that money from Binance Coin can flow into these coins with utility, XRP, XLM, HBAR. Definitely not out of the realms there of what could happen. But yeah, definitely if I'm eyeing his short, it's on Binance Coin. The chart looks terrible. Whereas some other charts, XRP, XLM, and HBAR look amazing. Look amazing. So we could just see the money rotating out, from Bitcoin, from Binance Coin into these coins with utility. That's what we could be seeing happening right now. So those are some of the things that I shared in the Discord in case you missed announcements. And then this morning, I shared that the dollar momentum is super close to curling over hard on the 12-hour chart. And we need follow through because it's a critical week for crypto. And a break below 103 with the daily close below will be the telltale sign that it's ready to melt down. And the BRICS conference has officially started today. So now let's actually go into the live charts right now and take a look at where we're at. So bond yields are right at these highs over here from, I think it was around October of 2022. So we're at, those highs again. And if we're going to go up higher, I would expect that we would go to just a tiny bit higher, like 4.426%, where we would find a rejection point at this purple FIBMA. And then if we throw on the Fib forecaster, that's in line with the 1618 breakout of this micro move here at 4.4%. If we do see higher than that, I would expect 4.6 to 4.76%, or we'd ultimately top and then come up like this and then roll back down. And then maybe that's what we need to ultimately come down for the bond yields. But right now, yeah, we're at a key level for the bond yields, and we want to see on the weekly chart, we want to see this momentum rollover. On the 3-week chart, I believe it just closed. We want to see this be a fake cross up. We want to see it be one of those where it looks like it's going to cross up and then it goes right back down. That's what we want to see for the bond yield. So in 3 weeks, we'll see how that's panning out. But for the monthly chart, since that's coming up here, we do have a cross up. We don't want to see it get above that 50 line. And we want to see this be a fake cross that come back down. So the August is going to be a telling month at the tail end of August as far as if this is starting to roll back over. Kind of looks like back here 2007 where you cross up and then we roll back over. Let's see how the bond yields were acting at that time. Yeah, it was like one last pop up to revisit these highs here, a little bit above, and then we rolled over. So we could be doing the same thing right now as we speak. The dollar. It's looking like it's starting to break this trend line. I forgot to say it's Monday, August 21st, 1:51 p.m. And if we go on the 12-hour chart, this is what I was showing in that picture in Discord. We're seeing the TSI starting to cross down. The MACD just flipped red. We have like a double top here on the TSI, even though we're much higher up here in the dollar. So we do see a little bearish divergence. We see the momentum waning. And if we look at the RSI, though, we do have bearish divergence where we have a high here and then a lower high. And then for the price action, we have a high here and then a higher high. So we do see some bearish divergence. And if we go to the daily chart, if we can see us break this trend line, get below 103, then the 12-hour TSI will cross down, which will spill into the 1-day chart. We'll see the stock RSI cross down, get below this 80 line, and then the TSI will cross down as well too. And we're revisiting levels in the 1-day TSI that we usually seen rejection points at, like here back in May-ish, June. And then in March, we're a little below there. Usually this is like the level where we do see some rejections come in. Back here, we overshot because we're in a bull trend for the dollar. We're in a bull trend, so we went higher. But since we're in a bear trend, we go lower in the TSI. So I would expect for us to see the top for the dollar come in pretty soon here, and it will seal the deal when that 4-hour TSI gets below the zero line. Remember, we've been tracking this as far as this structure, this structure, this structure. And when we can get the TSI below the zero line, that's when the dollar officially melts down. So we need to see in the next couple of days this 4-hour TSI come below the zero line, because then we'll come down like that. So that's what I'm watching for the dollar. The stock market's actually popping up today, the US NAS 100. We found support at that level that we were talking about, 14,500. We did say that it looked like there was going to be a correction for the stock market. And we came down to this level that we said that was extremely important for it to hold, because that's where we found our support, and rejection points here. So around 14,500 is the key level for the stock market, US NAS 100, to stay above. We broke that trend line coming up that we were riding since January of this year, like that. So definitely critical for us to hold this horizontal support and for us to break above this micro resistance trend line. And if we pop up, for us to reclaim this trend line and not get rejected on the backside of it. You know, we want to see us get back above the trend line, hold that support, not come up, make a higher high than this point, but get rejected by the backside of it, because then we'd come back down like that, kind of like this. See what I mean? So support. We went higher than this high, but we got rejected by the backside of the trend line, rejection, then ultimately we roll over. So we don't want to see that happen. We want to get above the trend line. Then the NASDAQ against Bitcoin, this is what we want to see roll over. Right now, we're at the 1618 breakout extension, and I think we're at the 786 from this high down to this low. Yeah, we're at the 786 as well too. So where we're at is such a critical level across the board for crypto, and we're seeing it on different charts, on different perspectives, as far as the bond yields being at a critical level, the dollar being at a critical level, the stock market being at a critical level, the stock market against Bitcoin chart being at a critical level. It's a pivotal week as far as crypto goes, and a pivotal month. So we do want to see this get rejected and roll back over. And then if we look at the momentum here, we do have a little bit of some hidden bearish divergence, but it's not confirmed just yet. We have a high and a higher high. And then right now we have a high and then a lower high at the moment. So this is a 3-day chart. So we need to see how the end of this week pans out, if this is going to be valid or not. But yeah, and then we're seeing that in the RSI as well too. So definitely where we're at is that 26K level is so key for Bitcoin to hold, because if it breaks it, then it's going to break. Then that's probably the bond yields are rising, the dollar's probably rising, the stock market maybe going down, or it's holding flat, or it's popping up. But then this would be popping up. So all these charts play into each other. And then the total crypto market cap would be breaking probably below that $1 trillion level, which is a key level, psychological level, and as far as previous support, resistance, and these Fibonacci retracements. So if we go to the weekly chart, yeah, see how we're at the 786. We're holding it right now with this, with the last weekly candle that just closed. We want to see the candle body close above here. That's at 1.025 trillion. We're at 1.031 at the moment. And then if we look at the 1 week TSI, we do not want to come below that zero line. We want to see this immediately cross up. And then if we look at the 1-day chart, we have the prepare to buy soons, but also look at the TSI and where it's at in comparison to past times where we've been at. So if we go to this horizontal line here, we put it where it's at, like past times we've been here was June of 2022, May of 2022, January 2022, when we had deep sell-offs. Like this was the bear market bottom, May of 2022, June 2022. And then back here, March of 2020, COVID sell-off. Then here, September 2019, that was another sell-off. Here was the bear market sell-off. So like we're at a level on the total crypto market cap where it's very oversold. So we could be, usually when you're oversold and everything's undervalued and people are fearful, like in the Bitcoin chart, like I showed you that picture earlier, that means we usually bounce. So hopefully that would be the case, but we got to wait for confirmation as far as the weekly candle for the total crypto market cap. But that's the 1-day chart, which is very positive. And once we see that 1-day buy now signal, I'll be very confident that the bottom is in and we can start a fresh new rally for crypto. But we do have some bullish divergence. We have a low and a lower low in the RSI. And then if we look here, we have a low and a higher low at the moment. So we're holding up, and that's hidden bullish divergence right there. So that's another telltale sign as far as, all right, we're trying to build up that strength. We're trying to hold these key levels. All we need to see is that momentum curl up. And if that dollar rolls over, the bond yields roll over, then that will give that fuel for the momentum to build up. If we look at the altcoin market cap, we go to the daily chart. We came down to touch the 786 to a T on that big dip. I think like a couple days ago, a week ago. If we look at where that level's at, I mean, back November 2022, we found support there in the depths of the bear market before we kind of curled up and went into our bull market. In January 2023, we were below it. We reclaimed it. Back here in June, we came to touch it. And then we tapped it again in August. So if we do come back down to that level, massive buying opportunity. Any kind of flash crash for altcoins that have utility, massive buying opportunity. To even throw $100 in, if you see, throwing $100 in when XRP flash crash of 44 cents, you're going to be happy, even if it's just a small amount. So looking at this low to this high, we held the 786 right now. And we just need to see the stock RSI cross up with the momentum. And we want to see that pink cross above the blue. And then the TSI cross above at that 0 line. If we look at the weekly chart, we want to maintain the stock RSI above the 50 line. When we cross below it, there's more downside. And then if we look at the TSI, we're doing a low, higher low right now. This is from June. Yep, which makes sense because we are doing a higher low in the price action. So that's normal. You really just need to see this TSI cross back up. And we are running into some resistance. So just a little uptick will do the trick. We just need a little uptick. And then this MACD just turned red. So if we can have just 1 week of that red and then the following week have some green come in, this TSI cross up, we're going to have all the momentum we need to pop up, especially if those other key market drivers are working in our favor. If we look at the altcoin season pulse chart, we have that 1 week sell now signal. We have the 2 week. Nope, we don't have a 2 week. Let's look at the 3 week, 10-day chart. We have the 10-day sell now, and I think we're about to flash the 12-day sell now at the end of this week because we have the TSI crossing down, MACD's turning red, and then the stock RSI is crossing down as well too. And then really, if we can just break this trend line, that's all we need. We're at that trend line right now. We just need a little further pressure down on this, and then altcoins can really have a huge pump out of the depths of the trenches here. Bitcoin dominance, 12-hour chart. This is what I was showing in the picture earlier. We need to roll over and break that 49% level. And ultimately, if we break below 48%, we're heading for an altcoin melt up. So from the low to this high, we have at the 786, 48.21%, but 48% flat would do the trick if we can break below that. But really, we do not want to get back above 49.5%. And we do not want to get back above 50%. Those are the levels we want to get rejected at. But for the first time since January this year, we are now flipping red in the super guppy. So we do have that momentum curling over. We are trying to have Bitcoin dominance roll over and the altcoins kind of soak up some of this money in the crypto space. Then if we look at the others dominance and we go to the daily chart, we did pop up and we have a sell warning. We do have a 1 day prepare to sell soon. We popped up to some extension levels. And if we go to the 3-day chart, we're at the 200 moving average. So we really need to get above 11.11%. Really, like if we can get above 11.50%, that would be the seal of the deal for me. If we can get above here, hold that support, and then give a whack at 12% and break above, that's when we're going into a huge mania for altcoins. We do have the momentum coming up here. We're getting above key levels in the TSI on the 3-day chart, which is a higher time frame. TSI is getting above that 0 line. We're getting higher than we were before in the past since like January 2022. So we do have some solid signs as far as the altcoins go and for the market in general. It's just very precedent on the bond yields, dollar, stock market, and Bitcoin because those are the key market drivers. So that's altcoin dominance. So we're hung up at this key level. Are we going to roll back over or can we press up through? And we can get signs from the Bitcoin dominance, the dollar, bond yield, stock market, and the total crypto market cap and altcoin market cap as far as if that's going to be the case or not. Bitcoin right now at 26,060. If we look at the weekly chart, we want to see that pink cross back up. We want to see that stock RSI come back up. We do not want to see that TSI get below that 0 line. If we look at the 3-day chart, we are getting below that 0 line, but the green hasn't yet. The green is the key because the red can dip its head below. But if that green comes below, then we're in a sustained downtrend. Like back here, December 2021, when we got that green below, that was the start of really the downtrend in the bear market back late 2021, 2022. In April of 2022, we had the red pop up. It dipped its head above, but the green didn't. We rolled back over and we had our capitulation until the summer of 2022. Right here in green got above 2023 January and we melted up in the crypto. So like really watching this 3-day chart with the green part of the TSI, because if that gets below, then that's not a good sign. And we could come down to revisit some levels like 1618 at $21,000. Even could come down to 16,000, 17,000, 16,500 to 17,000 on a flash crash type of mega capitulation event, and then immediate bounce back, kind of like back here with the COVID crash type of scenario. We could see that. We could definitely see that. But that is a huge opportunity as far as that goes, because the eyes are on the short, BNB. If Bitcoin's doing that, BNB's tanking to the floor. And I'm looking to capitalize on that short, and I know the Stargate VIPs are too. So definitely watching this like a hawk, because we're at key level. We take the low to the high up here. We're at the 786 around 26,100. We're a little below it right now, so we need to get back above 26,300, 26,500. That would make me feel a little better as far as for the starting off the week. But ultimately getting back above 27,700 to 27,800, really 28,000 will save Bitcoin as far as that weekly blue and the weekly pink, and then the TSI and the stock RSI, etc. We do have hidden bullish divergence. We do have a low and a lower low in the RSI. We do have a low and a higher low at the moment. But this, this is a 3-day chart. So this is for the 3-day chart. And this candle closes in a day and 6 hours. So if we look at the bonus indicator, the snakes, so we're below the super guppy support. We are having to cross down to that 200 moving average. That's why it's so important that we reclaim 27,800 to get back above that 3-day 200 moving average, and really 28,000. And then ultimately, obviously, back above 30K, 30,300 to get us back above this market structure ribbon here. Looking at the signals, let's look and see if we have anything here. On the 1-day chart, we have 1 day prepare to buy soons, but no buy now yet. On the 12-hour chart, we have prepare to buy soons. Let's look at the 7G indicator. So we do not yet have the long entry signal, just like how these last ones called the dips. We do not yet have the long entry signal. But we do have a 9-hour prepare to buy soon, 11, 12-hour, 1 day, and 2-day prepare to buy soons. So I'm curious as to why we don't, because that's the majority. So we do have a lot of time frames, swing trade time frames, 9-hour, 11, 12, 1 day, 2 day, flash and prepare to buy soons. As soon as we can see this turn blue and then the second one blue, then the blood is over and we can continue to bounce back up. But this week, it's got to do it. It's got to do it. The longer we spend down at these levels, it's not good. We need to see us reclaim above 27. This 200-day moving average around 27.5, really getting back above 28K would make me feel better. So that's for Bitcoin. XRP right now definitely needs to hold 49 cents. That's the key level for XRP. If it doesn't hold it, 44 cents seems like the next level. And if we can't hold that, then we could come down to 38 cents, 36 cents, fill this gap down here. So this is very critical that XRP holds the 49 cent level. And then for it to get back above 55, 56 cents, that critical resistance that we've had finally broken through back here on the SEC announcement with the resolvement of the case. Yeah, 57 cents would get us out of the woods here, hold that support, and then we can start to bounce up. But it's very solid that XRP had flashed the long entry from the 7G star G8 indicator. Pull it up here. So it flashed it on the regular candles. Oh, it flashed it on the day trade settings, which is big because it also flashed on the swing trade settings. So it flashed on the long entry on the day trade setting and it flashed it on the swing trade setting. And let's see if it's flashing on the long term. It did not. Nope, it didn't. So, but the swing trade settings, if you look at it and you look at the past, crushed it. Like looking back here, long entry, long exit for the COVID crash. Said to buy the bottom of the COVID crash, long exit, long entry, long entry, long exit. long entry, long exit, right? So it's crushed it for the swing trading for XRP. So I bought some more XRP at those levels down there. It was below like 50 cents, like around like 49, 48 cents. So we'll see if that holds up. But 49 cents is the key level. If we see the dollar ripping up, the bond yields going up, we see the stock market rolling over, we see Bitcoin rolling over, XRP could break that level and it could come down for cheaper prices. But looking from this low to this high, 49 cents, see the 786 right there. If we go even lower to this back in January and we drag it up to here, we could see 38 cents. And I'll be buying more if that's the case. But right now we do have some hidden bullish divergence. You have a low and a lower low, even a low and a lower low, but we're much higher in the price as far as that goes. So very promising signs. And if we can just see that 1 day buy now signal flash, so I'll pull that up. So we have the prepare to buy soon vertical green line. Once we can see that vertical blue buy now signal flash, then we'll be out of the woods. But we haven't seen it just yet. But we're getting close. If we go to the 12-hour chart, I think we did see it. Which is promising. But we need to see that. Yep, we did see it back over here. But we need to see it spill into the 1 day chart. Once it spills into the 1 day chart, I'll feel much better that the bottom is in. Because we have the long entry, vertical blue flashes, downtrend is over, and we can head up. So that's what I'm watching for XRP. H-bar I'm watching like a hawk as well too. It's holding a positive market structure right now. If we do see a further dip in H-bar, I would expect for it to come down, retest the 200-day moving average around 0.055. And 6 cents is obviously a key level. But if we break that, 0.055 is the next key level. And if we break that, then 5 cents. And then if we break that, 0.045, it likes those the fives. It likes the fives. So from the high down to the low, 0.046 is, if we do break below probably 6 cents, I might sell some off for my spot holdings and then buy back lower if that's the case. But I'm obviously going to be watching the key market drivers, because H-bar's chart could be tricking us out, and then all of a sudden these things roll over and then it just pops back up. So I'll be keeping the VIPs updated with what I do as far as that goes, but I'm definitely looking to stack more XRP, more XLM, more H-bar first and foremost before anything else. XLM, it's holding up pretty well right now. So that trend line that I was talking about at the beginning, the 1 day chart, we do have a 1 day prepare to buy soon for XLM. We did get rejected by that trend line, so we just need to get back above 13 cents and then ultimately above 0.135, and then we'll probably quickly get into the 16 cent region. First, one level at a time. We need to get above 13, then 0.135, and then we can go visit those levels. And then ultimately, if we can get above 16, then we're going in higher. But one level at a time. If we do roll over here, 11.5 is the next key level. If we break that, then I would expect we're going to come down to 10.5 or 10. And that's the level where I would expect us to find support at. And if I throw in that Fib forecaster, that's where it's outlining as levels as well. Yeah, see the 786 at 11.5. If we break that, we'll come down to like 10, which will coincide with the 200 moving average here and the 1618 breakdown extension. And then we do have support at 11 cents too with the 200 EMA. So that's what I'm watching as far as that goes. And then I'm eyeing for my sole focus. If I'm going to short anything, it's going to be BNB. It's going to be BNB because the fall is immense if it breaks this. So I'll throw it up right now. Like, it's a hair away from breaking this critical market structure around like 197.200, that if it does, it's a long fall down. It's a long fall down. And I would think we would come down to the 40s, which is like an 80% drop. And on leverage, 10x leverage, that's a massive gain. So, and then if BNB's doing that, maybe the whole rest of the market is having a correction as well too. BNBs would probably be a lot harder than the rest of the market. So then you can profit on the way down and then use those profits and buy cheaper for XRP, XLM, HBAR. So that's what I'm watching as far as the big BNB short, if it pans out. It looks ugly at the moment, but that can change on a dime depending on the key market drivers. So that's what I'm watching, guys. It's going to be a big week. Don't take your eye off the ball for this week. It's going to be a critical one. So we'll be on it. I'm back from vacation. It's my girl's birthday today. So I was gone this morning and I'll be gone later this afternoon, but I'll be back tonight. And then there's no shenanigans going forward. I'm done holidays. Summer's over. Or ending, basically. No more birthdays, and I'm ready to get back into the trenches with all of y'all. So if you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment. And if you've been here, leave a star. And I will see you guys in the Discord. Link will be in the bio for that. I'll see you guys in the next video.